The last few phases of Marvel have been a mixed bag. I remember a time when the next big release was exciting, but after a series of disappointments culminating in the outright disaster that was Secret Invasion, I was beginning to lose all hope. After a few weeks though, and some clear dust, I remembered that season 2 of a show that actually delivered was coming. Loki was, I think, lightning in a bottle. Quintessential MCU. You take an excellent cast, throw them in an intriguing setting with a thoroughly interesting plot, and end it all with a satisfying conclusion that teases more for the insular characters and the larger universe. What more could you ask for from an entry in this beloved franchise? It's with a heavy heart then that I deliver this eulogy. The premiere of Loki Season 2 was a few days ago, and I've taken that time to recover from the shock it sent to my system. This just may be the end of Marvel as we knew it. Let's begin where we end. 38 minutes into what will likely go down as Marvel's biggest misstep yet. Loki and Mobius have just escaped certain doom and are off to find Sylvie, but then the episode just abruptly ends. This is of course indicative of the problem most of these Disney Plus shows have had thus far. They're all 2-hour movie plots stretched into 8 hours of thin television. Tale as old as time at this point. Of course I haven't seen the rest of the show, but you can be damn sure I know the telltale signs, and this ending is one of them. Speaking of endings, remember the ending of the last season? The big final confrontation between Loki, Sylvie, and He Who Remains, who we now know to be Kang the Conqueror. In that finale, we see Loki transported into the newly birthed multiverse atop a TVA where Kang no longer hides behind the Timekeepers, a world unequivocally ruled by him, and surely by his brothers. And of course, for some personal tension, a world where Loki's de facto new best friend Mobius has no recollection of him. How could he? They've never met in this universe. However, unfortunately, this story filled with promise and potential was squandered immediately upon its return. Loki was not sent into the newly birthed multiverse, he was simply sent back into the TVA's past, a past by which all accounts should not exist. Now, I'm all for benefit of the doubt when it comes to storytelling, especially in the beginning of a series that we've seen so little of so far, but again, those telltale signs. Subvert the expectations set up by your finale, absolutely, but that will make us enlightened. Think of the last time someone decided to take that mantra. Now, of course, I'm no cynic. Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson seem to do as good a job as ever here, but that can't excuse the laundry list of problems this premiere has. Take the time travel. Why are characters in the TVA depicted as having remembered things only as Loki is setting them into motion in the past? Wouldn't they just already know these things and not have that aha moment? Seems quite convenient. And that's of course putting aside that the entire point of the TVA is that time doesn't pass there. Don't even get me started on that little speech Hulk made in Endgame, by the way. For another matter, why is this show even still called Loki? That was one of the few things I was frustrated with in Season 1. Why is Loki the main character when there's nothing about him on full display here? Where's all the Asgardians coming after him? Does Disney really not have enough money at this point to hire Chris Helmsworth? Give the fans what they want! And yes, I remember the grand return of Jamie Alexander's Lady Sif in Season 1, but that wasn't even really her, and to be honest, we all know that's not who we really wanted to see. Something else I've really been thinking about since I watched this disaster is that future scene. Putting aside how, again, they're breaking their own rules, why is there a phone ringing? Clearly there's chaos happening in the TVA, so why would someone be placing a phone call? Doesn't make any sense. And why the heck would Sylvie be using an elevator during a crisis like this? Does she not understand basic fire safety? Oh shit, what, did I peek there? Sure. Hey, you don't think that line's too far? It's a pretty big stretch. Yeah, that's true. They'll really believe whatever I say at this point. You remember when we said it was bad because she was in it? She did a great job, too, but fuck if I was gonna say that. We'd lose half our base. Oh, right, yeah, sorry. Hopefully the reactions will help with that too. Anyway, am I sounding good now? Count me in? Something else I've been really thinking about since I watched this disaster is that future scene.